Shalom Israel, and welcome to another edition of Yashua's 20-minute breakdown, where I'll attempt to break down scriptures within 20 minutes. But first and foremost, as always, we give all praises to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash, and the Yakims and the elders in the highways and byways pushing this word in truth and sincerity, all praises. And the elder women teaching the younger women, all praises to you too. And the camps and the solo brothers going out there, making videos, edifying the body, pushing the truth according to scriptures. All praises. Now, this lesson is for you, Brother Ed Red. You asked for Matthew chapter 22 and verse 30 and 31. Well, really, the point really is in just verse 30. So there's what I'm going to tackle, yeah? So, Brother Ed Red, I hope I give some clarity to this scripture. And I'm going to start basically straight away. I'm not going to mess about. So, here we go. In 3, 2, I've got my timer. Almost forgot. I got my timer. I was doing the countdown before I even said I got my timer. So, we're going to tackle Matthew chapter 22 and verse 30 for you, Brother Ed Red. So, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. I thought I started. Not yet. Kaboom! Now I have started. Here we go. Let's read it first. Let's go first and foremost to the book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verses 30. I'll read actually 30 and 31, but then what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to jump to the book of Luke after, because I think it's better explained in the book of Luke, and you'll hear why. Watch this, yeah? First and foremost, let's start off with Matthew chapter 22 and verse 30, and it reads, "For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven." Verse 31, "But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying," verse 32, "I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living." Now, that's the scripture right there. I went into, because Brother Ed Red, you did ask for 30 and 31, but I read 32 just to round that off, because you can't really read 31 without reading 32. That marries 31, otherwise it just stops at saying, and then we don't know what did he say. That's why I read 32, just to clarify that. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the book of Luke, because now that's the verse. The same thing is in Luke, but it explains it a bit better. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to read up, because this was the Sadducees. And you have to remember, the Sadducees don't believe in the resurrection. So you have to bear that in mind. So they're asking him a question about resurrection, but they don't believe in the resurrection, tempting him. But you see, Yahushua, knowing their thoughts, he goes above their head. He answers them on a spiritual level, and he put them to silence. Yeah. Now I'm going to read that in Luke, but I'm going to read what led to that answer. So the answer Yahushua gave, I'm going to first read what led to that answer. So let's go to the book of Luke, because I think it's better explained in Luke actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna go to the book of Luke, Luke chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at let's have a look. Let's start at 27. Yeah, let's start at 27. So this is Luke chapter 20 and verse 27, and it reads, "Then came to him certain of the Sadducees, which deny that there is any resurrection. And they asked him," verse 28, "saying, Master, Moses wrote unto us, if any man's brother die, having a wife, and he die without children, that his brother should take his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother." Verse 29, "There were therefore 7 brethren, And the first took a wife and died without children. Verse 30. And the second took her to wife, and he died childless. Verse 31. And the third took her, and in like manner the seventh also. And they left no children and died. Verse 32. Last of all, the woman died also. Verse 33. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife of them is she? For seven had her to wife. Now that's when he answered, what I started off with reading. So I'm going to read his answer now. So that was the question. Remember, they don't believe in the resurrection, but they still asked him this question. Now, this is his reply. This is Luke chapter 20 and verse 34. And it reads, And Yahushua answering said unto them, The children of this world marry and are given in marriage. Verse 35. But they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. Verse 36. Neither, here we go, this is why I say this one explains it more. Neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of the Most High, being the children of the resurrection. You see? Now, I can stop it there, but there's the point now. He said that, hear what he said in verse 36? He says that, let me read 36 again. It says, Luke 20 verse 36. It says, neither can they die anymore. Now that's the real point of that. So now the law they were referring to about that a man has a wife, he dies childless, and the brother takes her, and so forth. Now this is the law they're referring to. Let's read that law. Deuteronomy chapter 25 verses 5 to 6. Listen to this. Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5, and it reads, If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her. Verse 6 of Deuteronomy chapter 25. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. So first and foremost, she can't marry a stranger outside, she has to marry the brother of the, of her husband's brother, and he must perform the duty as a husband's brother, to her, and he must raise up the firstborn, would be raised up seed unto his brother, so the brother's name, the one that deceased, his name's not put out from Israel. Now that's the law, and that's what they were asking him. But you have to remember, he actually even answered it, saying that he answered it in Matthew. In this is why I went to Luke. Actually, I think it answers it better there in Luke chapter 20 and verse, I think it was 35, if I remember correctly. I'm just going back there. Bear with me. It was actually 36. So it says, neither can they die anymore. So showing you that we wouldn't have to worry about that law in the resurrection. And that's the point. He's answered it there. But he put them to silence, even though they don't believe in the resurrection. But he put them to silence because he said, neither they die anymore. Why? Watch this. Let's jump to quickly the book of, let's go Philippians first, actually. Let's go to the book of Philippians. where are we? Philippians chapter 3, verses 20 into 21. Listen to this, yeah? Philippians chapter 3 and verse 20, and it reads, "For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Saviour, Yahushua the Mashiach." Listen to this, verse 21, "Who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself." So you see, showing you that we would have that immortality. So we wouldn't have to worry about like you dying and because you got to remember, in the kingdom, there's going to be women, there's still going to be, so he's not saying in that sense that we won't be having a wife and having children and, prolonging your seed. It's not saying that. And I'm going to show you that in a minute, that actually he answers that earlier to Peter, actually asks him, actually, no, I'm not going to say, I'm going to, let me just go there now quickly, actually, as I brought it up. Watch this, yeah? I'm going to jump to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 27 into 29. Watch this, yeah? Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Now, this is when Peter's asking, because they've forsaken everything and they followed Yahushua. So now Peter's asking Yahushua this question. Listen to this. Matthew chapter 19, verse 27, and it reads, "Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?" So he said that we've forsaken everything and followed you, Yahushua. So what shall we have? Now this is what Yahushua said. Verse 28 of Matthew 19. "And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." Now listen to this, verse 29, here's the point. "And everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother," here we go, "or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life." So you see, he's not saying you're not going to have, because remember, he's saying that whatever you lose in this world, you're going to have 100-fold in the kingdom. Yes, there was one thing we have to bear in mind, is that the Most High's plan was always for us to be able to, procreate. That his plan was always for us to procreate. Yeah, so watch this. Let me just quickly read that just to show you that. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Listen to this. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, and it reads, remember, this is before Adam sinned. Remember, the scriptures tell you that by one man's sin, death entered into the world. So this is when he lost. When Adam sinned and death came in, he lost his immortality state. But this is before that. And listen to this, yeah? This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. This is in the creation, yeah? And listen to what the Most High said. And I'll take it out to verse 27. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. And it reads, "So the Most High created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him. Male and female created he them." Verse 28. "And the Most High blessed them. And the Most High said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." So there, I just want to show you that even before we fell, before sin entered, the Most High's plan was always for us to procreate rather. It was always there. He ordained man and woman to always come together and bring forth children. That was ordained in creation before sin entered, and then now, our life started to cut short. So, there you go. Yeah. So that's not what he wasn't saying, that you won't have a wife or whatever, or children or family. He's not saying that, yeah? He was just showing you as well that we're going to have immortality. So that law you wouldn't have to worry about, because we're not going to be dying and leaving our wives, yeah? And watch this. I'm going to jump to the book of 1 Corinthians. Watch this, yeah? 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I'm going to start at 42. I think I'll start at 42. Listen to this, yeah? 1 Corinthians, watch this, yeah? 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verses 42. Listen to this. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. You see that? Listen to this, verse 43. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. Listen to this, verse 44. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. Now you hear that now. Let's jump down, stay in the same chapter, jump down to 51. Listen to this, yeah? 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 51. Listen to this, yeah? 51. Yeah, let's take here. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Listen to this. Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Now you see that? Let me read verse 50. Let me read verse 53. Listen to this. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 53. And it reads, for this corruptible must put on incorruptible, and this mortal must put on immortality. So you see right there, just showing you that we wouldn't have to worry about that law. Like when they were tempting him as well, saying that if a man has a wife and dies, and all the other brothers now have her and leave no children, whose wife will she be in the kingdom? That's not, you see, they're tempting him, that, they don't really want the answer. They're trying to trip him up, and he knew it. So he answered it just how I read it to you there. And that was his answer. And he put the Sadducees to silence, and they didn't ask him anything else after that. Because we have to remember that Yahushua is married unto us, yeah? Yeah, watch. Actually, you know what? As I say that, let me quickly read this, yeah? So, like spiritually, he's married unto us, period. We can't be going and serving no other, we cannot be Christians. We can't be Muslims. We can't be, what's the other ones? Buddhism. We can't be in, Buddhism. And we can't be in, the Hinduism and all these other, religions and all these other deity worship and all this. There's only one power we're supposed to worship, is Yahweh, and there's only one person we're supposed to have faith in. It's the Son, Yahushua. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now watch this. I'm going to quickly jump to the book of Jeremiah. Let's just quickly. This is quite quick to clear up. I mean, I've personally cleared it up. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. Listen to this, yeah? Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. And it reads, turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you, one of a city and two of a family, and will bring you to Zion. So, I just wanted that point, showing that he's married unto us. So spiritually, that's where we ain't going to be given in marriage or taken, because we are already married to the Most High. He is the husbandman. We are the wives. So if we go and worship anybody but Yahweh, we are now whoremongers or adulterers. Yeah. So basically, that's all that was really going into. Like, the Sadducees just trying to trip him up, really, asking a question that they didn't really believe in anyway, because they don't believe in the resurrection, just trying to trip him up. But he knew that, and that's how he answered. What I read to you, that's how he answered, basically, yeah? So, I hope you got something with that. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't want to long it out to try to expound too much. It's really clear cut. Just basically, we wouldn't have to worry about that law, because we will be immortal. We won't be dying in the kingdom. So it's plain cut like that. So I hope I made sense. This is Yasharala. We out.